Good morning, guys. I want to talk today about how to prep your skin for makeup. Not just put a primer on. I want to go a little further than that. So when I'm working with clients, there's a certain steps I like to do to actually prep the skin for makeup, because if you took a face that has never worn moisturizer and tried to put a great foundation on it, say for example Luminous Silk from Armani, which is a really popular one, if you just were putting that on dry skin, it's not going to look very good. But if you put it on skin that's been properly prepped, it's amazing. And so it's kind of a deterrent. A lot of people will try a foundation and they're like, I didn't like that. But it's not, had nothing to do with the foundation, it had to do with the skin wasn't prepped the correct way. So the only thing I've done so far is wash my face. I'll do a little bit of skincare, but really what I'm going to talk about is basically skincare for makeup. So I washed my face, and then one thing that I'm obsessed with is these the Trish McEvoy beta pads. It basically dissolves all the dead skin off your face, and you wouldn't need to use a toner. In fact, I don't really believe in toners. So it just looks like this, and I call these my bridesmaid pads. So if you're somebody who's worked with me before, especially on a wedding, you've probably like, oh yeah, that's what she used. The reason I call them my bridesmaid pads is because a lot of people, brides always have really wonderful skin, usually coming up to the day of the event. They've been getting facials, and they've been eating right and avoiding the things they need to avoid. Bridesmaids are like, I'm still wasted. So a lot of times they have like really flaky skin, dull skin, and dull skin is just dead skin. So what this does, and ooh, okay, I did a lot, these just dissolve with acid, gentle acid. They dissolve all the dead skin off your face. So when you don't have dead skin, you don't have those little bits that makeup likes to cling to. So I use one of these. Then I usually go to some sort of skin softener product. I really am into SK2. So I'm just using the Revitalizing Essence. Do a little Home Alone action. I then choose to do a serum. Once again, into Trish. I really love the Beauty Booster Serum. It's perfect for clients and models too, because it's just pure hyaluronic acid, peptides, and antioxidants. So it's pretty instant results. I've talked about this serum before in other videos. But that immediately plumps out any fine lines, so makeup won't settle. After that, I'm going to do my eye cream. I'm going to use a little bit of the La Prarie eye and lip contour, and I'm going to put kind of a lot on, because you really want to let it sit in and work. Like, I want to put on more than the average. After that, I'm going to use a moisturizer. This one is just like a regular daytime moisturizer. So that's probably more steps than you're used to, but we're not done. That one makeup is involved, and I have sleep in my eye. I make these videos extra legit for you guys, as you can tell. So after that, what I like to do is take a lip balm. This one is a Vitamin E Trish McEvoy lip balm, and I just put a lot on. After that, I always like to use eye drops in the morning. kind of make you look extra awake, get rid of any redness. So, talking about actually doing a little extra prep work, I use an under eye primer, and I use a color correcting base. So this one is Stila One Step. It's got all the different color correctors in it, so green, pink, and it has a little bit of their kitten and a little bit of purple for sallowness. So for those of you who are like, oh gosh, I use a foundation, but should I be using a CC cream, or sorry, should I be using a CC cream or, you know, some sort of this like color corrector? You don't need to buy a separate like foundation product. You don't need to use a CC cream. If you want color correction, just use a product like this. It's fine. So even though it's a corrector, that's still not a primer. And it feels like, you know, you'd think I'd have like a million layers on my skin, but I don't, because everything's just getting absorbed and it doesn't feel crazy. At this point you could choose what kind of primer you want. You could do a mattifying primer, you could do a radiant primer. If you're dry, you could use an extra hydrating primer, although if you're doing all those skincare steps, I don't think you're going to be dry anymore. So I have like radiant, I have mattifying, I have, oh my gosh, this is a great one by Chantecaille with SPF 50. You know, regular old Smashbox. You could do like Miracle Skin. Like, choose your primer that best suits what you're looking for. So because I'm a little oilier, I usually get pretty dewy anyways throughout the day, so I don't normally go straight to a radiant primer. I like to use a radiant primer on my chest and my arms and stuff. I'm going to do a YSL actually. It's their top secret pore minimizing primer. If I can get any out. There we go. And I like to stamp it on wherever my pores are bigger. Primer also gives your skin just this like smooth surface to do makeup on. At this point, my eye cream is totally absorbed, so I'm going to take a little bit of Smashbox Under Eye Primer. And this really helps with plumping out fine lines and just a good base overall for concealer. And that's it. So obviously take, you know, bits and pieces of this as how you'd actually, you know, incorporate it into your own routine. This is kind of like the full thing, but basically do your skincare routine, and then it's not just about priming, you know, adjust your skincare routine to fit your makeup. Like, these beta pads are wonderful. There's other exfoliating products out there. I don't like to use scrubs anymore. I pretty much only switched to exfoliating with these. So I love these. I love the One Step Corrector from Stila. I love the idea of putting more eye cream on and letting it sit, because you're going to start with your eyes anyway. You could even let that sit on like really heavy, like a mask, and do your eyes and then tissue it off before your concealer. So just being a little bit more mindful about skincare when it comes to doing your makeup. So that's it. That's all she wrote. I thought that this would be a little more informative for you guys. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the future.